Psystorm Gaming and their special FSL group. So FSL is the Fun Star League. We've been getting together all kinds of kind of more casual players, matching them up against similarly skilled players. This time around, we're doing more of a team league format. And yeah, we're trying to just test out something else right now, which is Pro versus Joes. We're going to be bringing some of our FSL people and having them team up against pro players. This time around, it's going to be Cham versus the team of HurtnTime and Vales, also known as Biomech. Yeah, so our audio is working this time. This is going to be from replay because we've already gone through this one at another point. It's kind of a proof of concept. We want to see how this will work. With me is my longtime friend and co-caster, Warbunnies. Say hello, Warbunnies.
Hi, FSL followers.
Hey. So, Warbunnies, what can you tell me about these competitors? First of all, Vales and HurtnTime.
Well, Vales and HurtnTime are two of our tougher FSL competitors. They've been a team of Biomech,
Yep.
and they play a style which Vales mostly goes Bio and HurtnTime goes Mech, and for a 2v2 matchup it covers pretty much all their weaknesses. So it's a really tough team.
Very hard to break and very hard to withstand, right?
Yes.
And I should mention the two of them, as Biomech, they are two-time FSL 2v2 champions. So, very good choice to test things out.
Yes. And Cham is obviously one of the top NA players. He's made it to the round of, is it 8 or 4 in the North American qualifiers before? So obviously one of the best. And a very fun person just in general. So it's nice that he's going to try out something like this with us.
Yeah, he's been a great sport, and he recently joined us on our balance discussion. So it's going to be 2 Terrans versus 1 Zerg. Any predictions from you?
Actually, I don't know how this is going to go. I mean, obviously he's the top end of Grandmaster, but they have a rule of, I think it was 5 minutes no rush, something like that, where
right, we're gonna be you're allowed to interact but not full on rush, although some of that's up to interpretation, so we'll see how that goes. We're also going with the North American East server because Cham, our pro, gets pick.
Yeah, but still I think it's going to be hard, even at 5 minutes, if they can't rush each other, for one player to take on 2. So even with the high-end skill, so I'm kind of looking forward to this, and I don't know what's going to happen. So
this is going to be a best of 5, and we're going to be starting out with Overgrown Facility.
Excellent.
In the meantime, my biggest challenge is remembering to switch from my own camera to the in-game, because I've been known to mess that up in the past. Also, because this is 1 versus 2, the normal observer modes don't work, so we need to use the old default one. Now, on the left side of the map, we have the Zerg in blue. He is Cham. His opponents. And yes, we did a couple of false starts on the replays, too, before we got the red observer mode. But as I was saying, on the right side of the map, we have the purple Terran. He is HurtnTime. And his teammates, hailing from overseas in England. He is the light blue Terran. He is Vales. Together, they are Biomech. Now, of course, since they agreed not to rush each other during the early part of the game, things are going to start a little bit slowly. They're going to scout each other out. Go on.
Is there any way to hide the counter the clock on the left with all of the
That's
controls?
just counting up.
I
But,
know, but is there a way to hide it?
well, that's a good question. I don't think there is in default mode, actually.
Oh, okay.
That's the thing, and it's weird. One of the big learning curves I had was even though this is set as a 2v2 as far as the game mode goes, the fact that it doesn't have even numbered people on both sides meant that all of the more popular observer modes just kind of, had a big thing at the bottom that said only 1v1, 2v2, 3v3, and 4v4 are supported, so lucky me.
This spectator interface is currently only supported with 1v1. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess ESL just isn't too concerned about Pro versus Joe's matches, but who knows? Maybe we'll get a trend going. Here we go. Couple of Zerglings trying to drive away the SUV. Oh, and a supply depot block. Little question mark from Cham, but that was a pretty quick cancel. I don't think that counts as rushing either way. They decided to go ahead.
That's no way a rush. What I think is weird is
Oh,
Vales knows
SCV goes
that
down. Yep.
there's going to be a little bit delay in, it's not going to be a full out rush, and he didn't. I kind of expected one of them to go 3cc first, almost.
Yeah, and Cham, of course, wasting no time getting a third hatchery up. But that's actually not that unusual.
That's within the Zerg time. I mean,
Exactly, even in a 1v1.
it's quick, but it's not like blazing quick. And he only had to build 2 Zerglings, so I assume that Cham's gonna just blow up in workers.
Resources? Yeah.
Yeah, where that's why I was kind of Vales. Vales loves early game harass, so
Mm-hmm.
but now he's slapped down his third, so on
Yeah.
location feels pretty safe.
And like we said, harassment is allowed to some extent as long as they don't go too far with it. And look at Cham with a little cancellation trick there. Gets the Overlord out. And Vales does have his third command center up. Got 2 Reapers on the Zelnaga Watchtower. Who do you think, in this kind of match, who do you think waiting for 5 minutes favors in this kind of setup?
I think it favors the Terrans. I think waiting 3 minutes 50 seconds would have favored obviously Cham, because I think the best way to get a pro in this matchup would have been both of them going 3 racks and then just showing up with,
Yeah.
19 Marines when he has 6 Zerglings out, and you know what I mean?
Hell
That's
yeah.
not much of a match.
Let
But
me just check over here. Yep. Yeah, generally we don't want it to just be a big gotcha thing, and we want there to be some room for action. And the Hellion
right,
basically just kind of peeking in there, looking around, not really wasting any time attacking.
I think. I mean, I would have been okay with it shooting like one, if it's a reasonable number that like a person could have a Hellion and a Reaper, even if they're controlled separately. I think that would have been probably should have been fine.
I think a little bit of pressure is perfectly acceptable. I don't think Cham would have complained about that.
Right. It would, like I said, it's just to keep both players from 3-raxing and hitting a 19.
Yeah, and having a game where almost nothing happens. So we do have Cloak on the way with Banshees for HurtnTime.
Yeah, and there aren't any spores out for Cham.
There aren't. I think he's a little bit more concerned with just heavy pressure up front. You see, he is going Roach attack. Not bad if your opponent has even a few Hellions. And there we go. Cyclones and Reapers, and a couple of Marines too. And this, let's talk about the map for a moment. This is a weird one because there's like 3 ramps to the main. One coming up from the Rocked-in Zelnaga Watchtower, another one going between the bases, then one going back to the pocket.
The one, I mean, it's really 2. You've got the main ramp, which is wide, that separates the 2 main starting ones, and then the rocked one.
Yeah, the
but
other one's
up that
a
main
pocket
ramp.
expansion.
Yeah, up that main ramp, there's there's two separate, up that main ramp. There's two different ways to go.
And like you said, no detection. He does have a lair, so he can morph.
Yeah, he's got Overseer someplace. Yeah. I know he does. I saw it.
Yes, he has one Overseer, and just brings the roaches in there. It's kind of like the computer likes to do. But if you think about it, that means the Banshee has to manually target workers. Oh, and there went that Overseer. That's a bummer. But look at what we got. We have a Nidus network. So
yeah, but I don't know if anything's going to be able to get into it. Vales has got a pretty big army.
Yes, he does. Here, let's take a quick look. Vales.
It's weird. They're disconnected.
Yeah, they're not really moving together right now. The Roaches are pushing the Cyclones and Marines back.
But if Cham would have just not Cham, if HurtnTime would have just brought his tanks to the, they would have won the game right then and there.
Check it out. 142 supply for Cham. The Terrans reaching the 80s, and here we go. I think this gamble's going to pay off. I don't see anything here, actually.
Yeah, he doesn't see it or hear it. For sure it pays off.
Now he hears it. And here come the Roaches.
Yeah.
The ants go marching one by one. There they are. Oh, and another Nidus, too. Does he have...
Yep, the HurtnTime holds his.
Yeah, but I don't think he's focusing much on that. Yeah, it goes down from the Banshees and the Cyclones, but this could be a lot of damage. The Roaches and Ravagers are on top of the Cyclones and Marines. Vales supply down to the 50s now. Cham, meanwhile, 100 supply above him. And he's doing just enough with the Nidus Worms over in HurtnTime's base to keep him from going over and reinforcing his buddy.
HurtnTime hasn't reacted to this one.
No, he's been kind of cleaning up his own. Oh, no, that one opens too, and there's actually quite a few Roaches in that too. HurtnTime is trying to reinforce, but the Roaches have the high ground from Vale's base. Tank sieges. And over here, yeah, HurtnTime being forced to lift up his natural. We have GG from Vales. Let's see if HurtnTime follows suit.
Wow.
All right. Cham, deadly guy. He had no problem at all holding off those initial pressures. You know, the harassment.
Well, it was 1v1v1. Mm-hmm. Like
and with honestly, with Cham well ahead in supply, even honestly, almost ahead of both of them combined at the time, and that was before he unleashed that Nidus Worm.
Yeah, they were roaches, so
roaches, yeah, they're not known for being too supply efficient, but early on they can really mow down things.
Yeah, but I think that if HurtnTime would have gone with his tanks on that initial push by Vales,
or maybe attacked the ramp while that Banshee was still harassing.
Yeah.
We will see. That is only one of potential 5 matches. It's whoever gets the 3 first. And next one will be Nightscape. Very popular as far as the 2v2s go.
I very much like Nightscape.
Purple's a nice color. I mean, HurtnTime once again playing as the purple too. Alright, here we go. This is the community edition of Nightscape, so the one that's currently in the map pool.
I like not having the rocks down there.
Yeah, and curious how, both the Terrans and Cham could easily take big advantage of that early on. Speaking of which, in the lower left, we have the blue Terran. He is Vales. His teammate, the Terran in the purple. He is HurtnTime. And together they are Biomen. Their opponent, our Pro, fighting 1 against 2. The Zerg in the light blue, he is Cham. Yep, and I gotta say, one of the nice things, and Cham, goes ahead, takes the player 2 base there. Not a bad idea, considering how close they are.
Yeah, he'll get 5 bases pretty easily.
Yeah, and unlike the previous map, the first spot and the second spot not nearly as far apart. And since this is no rush for first 5 minutes, that actually does give you quite a bit of comfortable time to set up if you want to take the gold minerals.
Yeah.
Just while we're waiting, Bunnies, tell the story your wife likes about when we met Cham out in the wilderness.
We did. That was one of her favorite games of StarCraft I ever played. We had played for a while, but we really hadn't taken off on our
We were in
gameplay,
gold,
so.
and we had a teammate who was, I think, diamond. He was definitely higher up.
And Cham was playing off races Protoss
with
two of his friends, and they were placement matches. So he realized this isn't going to be much. So I was experimenting with Phoenix because I love watching Roddy play, and if you're really good, Phoenix is really fun style. But I built a bunch of Phoenix, and I thought I was going to swoop in and pick up all his stalkers and help my friends hold off Cham's attack. And I flew in my Phoenix, and he picked them off about as quickly as they flew in. It was amazing having
he was playing Protoss.
Yeah, it's amazing having the pro targeting. And my wife's like, "You're helping. You're dead." And that's how that went.
Yeah, our teammate, who was a bit of a jerk, we didn't actually really stick around with him much longer. But yeah, he was like freaking out. He's like, "Wait a moment, you're Cham with Root Gaming?" He's like, "Well, yeah, that's not it's kind of obscenities." And then, "Hey, I'm off racing, okay?" But still, one of his friends, Oracle, harassed us a little. After that, it was a Pro versus 3v1. His friends just backed off and let him show off. All right, we do have the gold base taken.
Yeah. I think this is actually going way better for our Terran team.
Yeah,
and I don't know.
Really expanding like crazy.
I don't know what Cham is up to.
Well, I think one of the things is I don't think Cham has maybe as much time as some of us as far as trying out the team map, so he might not even be thinking about the gold just yet. It's hard to say exactly.
Last time he had his third base down at the 230 mark.
Yeah, he is kind of taking his time here.
And meanwhile, this one he does.
Right. Vales has 3 command centers up, and his partner HurtnTime, he's got his initial one, but he's also got the gold, so that pretty much covers that.
So I'm not understanding why Cham doesn't have 5 bases himself.
He does seem to be investing kind of heavily in roaches right now. His opponents, though, meanwhile, Vale's going for a Banshee again.
Yeah, and obviously one of the things that pros do that you take for granted is they always have vision. He just sees what's going on. He's got a really good idea of what that one overlord. In his vision, he feels pretty safe. His creep is also not what I'd expect.
Yeah, kind of starting to move. The queens are actually, just as you say that, they're starting to... Oh, no!
A German taxi.
Oh, yeah. German taxi
now
all
this
the way
all makes
from Mexico.
Sense. Yep. I don't think this gets anything done, though.
Well, we're going to have to see. He's got the skills, but yeah, this is one of the things that's been buffed a little bit in previous patches. Just being able to get the creep from the overlords down a little bit quicker and more efficiently. And that's because they also
missed the move out, but now he...
Alright, here we go. Oh, Cyclone's on top of it already. We're getting the creep down. Do they have a tumor down yet? I don't think they got a tumor down. Had to just pick up again.
Yeah, he can just pick up and float away from that, and...
Meanwhile, the Banshee here's moving out. He's got a few tanks ready, too.
Yeah, HurtnTime has a lot of tanks. Vales has got one.
Yeah, he's dropping the queens right next to the tank. He needs to try to get... And the queens can't transfuse unless they're on creep, so Overlord's laying it down.
Wow, this just blasted right through.
Never underestimate the power of Cham.
Yeah.
Let's see what we got here. Hyperflight rotors, so Vales is doubling down on the Banshees. He's got a couple more coming, and speed coming for them too. And then we do have, oh, that tank on high ground went down almost right away. Corrosive Vials left and right.
I mean, I think the Banshees eventually clean this up.
Yeah, there's no real response to them, and already...
all the queens are dead.
Yeah, speed is about to complete. That's going to make it even easier for them to chase down Zerglings and get out of the way of Corrosive Vials. Right now, Vales 57 supply, Cham at 70, HurtnTime at 73, so they're actually... they got out of that in a fairly comfortable position.
Yeah. If they... oh, they lost to a Corrosive Vial.
Oh, and, yeah... not going away there.
Because it's Terran and 3cc Terran, and he got most of Vales got most of his workers out of there.
This is double 3-3c Terran.
Yeah.
Now Cham is mining from the gold. He did take that during all of that. Very aggressive move, but you know, as we said, after the 5-minute mark, so all's fair in love and no rush 5M. Right?
Right, but I can't tell the... I would assume that both of the Terrans are out mining the Zerg.
I would say they are, especially with the Mules. And there we go, Banshee's cloaked, and there is an Overseer there.
There's
and
lots of Overseers.
Yeah. Yep, couple of Overseers and a handful of Hydralists. I think that's 9 Hydras. And those Banshees did not get much done.
No. I would have liked to see them go... so, obviously, these two play more than... Cham probably on this, but there's that huge dead space above the gold where you can really... Banshees can punish and take on Hydras one at a time.
Classic gold-based concept, you know, high risk, high reward.
Is there anything in these Overlords, or is this just a decoy?
Those... here, let me see. No, those aren't... I think that might be a mistake even. I don't think those are... those haven't been morphed into drop Overlords.
Yes.
So, might have just been because he's already rallying a bunch of other stuff here. So, yeah, he's gonna see what he can get done with a good number of Hydras. Cloaked Banshees and tanks, though. Let me see the unit count here. Yeah, a total of 8 tanks on the
That's all the Overlords are coming.
Yep. That might just be to drop creep, because he is at Lairtax, so... oh yeah, they were speedy Overlords to begin with. You know, good luck doing Overlord drops across a map like this with enough speed. And there we go. Tanks are sieging. Got a Thor in the back there too. And yep, that was the idea. He wanted them down here to just spread the creep. That's got one incomplete barracks there.
The Overlords are cocoons. Those are drop lords morphing.
Starting to. Actually, yep, there you go.
Wonder why the Thor went forward.
I think there's just a lot of action going on here out front. And it is Hydralist that he's moving around there. He does have like 5 mines and 3 tanks from HurtnTime right now, so that's going to be a little bit tricky to break. He is kind of keeping their distance. And moving, just dropping the units on top, not on top of the siege tanks.
Yeah,
I think
this is too many siege tanks.
I think that's something that happens a lot in 2v2.
Yeah.
There we go. That's just a lot of fluid coming out.
Sneaks off and takes a 4th.
Oh, absolutely. Taking it in the opposite direction.
What's Vales' army supply?
Vales is at 107, currently supply blocked. But his teammate HurtnTime, 142. And Cham at 125, a little bit in between them. But in general, you know, you don't want to be a Zerg who's...
I don't like this move by HurtnTime.
Where he's just reinforcing the expansion there?
Yeah, like what's the point?
Well, I guess guarding the money. Oh, those a lot of Marines
Little
got
drop.
hit. We've actually got battlecruiser tech coming up.
I like this planetary from Vales, just a random planetary.
Let's see which one. Okay, there we go. Battlecruisers defending and then hopping right across.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. This planetary here at the top of the ramp.
Yeah.
Nothing random about
Those
that.
Hydras have no shot at getting up that hill.
I don't think they do. That's a lot of siege tanks.
I
Hydras.
think the Terrans have broken them. I
think we got a win here for Joes everywhere.
Yep. There we go.
Cham GG's. The team of Biomech has taken one. All right, what'd you think of that?
A lot of, I mean, I like the aggression from Cham. And a lot of questionable decision making from our Terran friends, but interesting game nonetheless.
Yeah, I mean, it was certainly nice that they had those Banshees ready.
Yeah.
All right, we are going to go into map 3. At this point, Cham basically got to choose them. He just kind of shrugged because he was having trouble keeping track of what the 2v2 maps are these days. And so I went with one that isn't these days. I just kind of wanted to see how things worked out in one where the bases are a little bit further apart again. Arctic Dream.
Disadvantage our Terrans.
I don't know. They're crafty. We've played them before.
Yeah.
All right. This is a best of 5. And right now we are tied, 1-1. In the lower right, we have our blue Terran, and he is Vales. His partner, the Terran in the purple, he is HurtnTime. Together, they are Biomech. And standing all alone on the opposite side of the map, we have our light blue Zerg. He is our pro. He is named Cham. This is one of the ones where individually you can reinforce quite a bit at the ramp. I mean, if you're Terran. This was one where we were kind of chatting about, like, I guess theory crafting a little bit about, number one, the 1 versus 2 deal, but also the no rush 5 minutes deal.
I really liked this map. I really enjoyed games on this. It offered a lot of different play styles. I think this honestly is one of the best 2v2 maps. You can turtle if you want, or you can play aggressive. It rarely ends in stalemates. Like there's certain maps that you can
things really do get spread out here. Yeah.
Yeah, and but it's also it's not so spread out that you can be picked apart super easy because of the slow zones on the one side.
Well, on the side of either one of the bases, yes.
Yeah,
and then some little ones in the middle. I think one of the big ones is everyone gets a pocket base, but there is some space between the first player and second player, which makes it gives a good opportunity for divide and conquer potentially.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Is it offers a lot of different, but you can if you expand forward, you can muster your forces up front and defend that main attack
together. Right,
yeah,
and take the pocket base later.
Yeah.
As it stands, all 3 players have taken their pockets first.
Yeah, it definitely offers a lot of fun play styles, I think. I'm a big fan of this one. I hope it comes back if we ever get different maps.
Well, the good news there is it sounds like there's going to be quite a few Team Liquid map contest multiplayer maps that are going to be available from the last time, so we shall see.
Yeah, but the last time we ended up with a like not even a modernized map. So
right, in the current map pool for 2v2, we do have a Heart of the Swarm map, something Ravine.
Yep.
I can't remember because I always veto it. But yeah, that was an accident. Somehow they managed to put a a Heart of the Swarm map that wasn't updated in any way, along with all these updated Legacy of the Void maps and new Legacy of the Void maps. I don't think there's gonna be a Heart of the Swarm map in the Team Liquid map contest, but yeah, there's room for error. I think another thing they did was they accidentally had a 1v1 map Overgrowth instead of Overgrown Facility, but that one at least they corrected in time. It's a wild world we live in here. Thoughts on playing, Cham? Shocked you didn't. On playing, I wanted.
Thoughts
we can
on
go forth. Playing tonight? I don't know. But yes, and yeah, this was originally going to be a best of 3, but we decided to make a best of 5 because everyone was having a blast.
Oh.
And there I am. I was the referee here. Nope.
So
again, yeah, Cham kind of taking his time taking a third. He's already got.
No, this is a hyper aggressive build. Like a hyper aggressive. It's a 2-base all in.
Yep, and we are going heavy duty on the Roach Tuck. No upgrades quite yet.
HurtnTime went 3cc. Vales went 3cc.
Yeah, they're both getting ready to float their third. Oh.
No, okay, they're going to work her up there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think they're both kind of waiting to see what happens next.
Yeah, you know, because of how good Cham is, you've seen Vales go away from his bio style. But oddly, HurtnTime has 3 racks. They like maybe decided to switch.
Well, you know, they're not specifically assigned one to bio, one to Mac. They're just bio Mac all around. And yeah,
it's just interesting. I think that they're about to lose though.
Punishes you just a tiny bit for not microwaving around these little slow zones. I don't think it's a big concern, but it is an interesting feature of the map.
I think it depends on where he hits.
Right.
Vales might be able to hold a little bit.
Here we go. One of the tanks not sieged yet. Roaches. Oh, mine hit 2. And these roaches are getting. Yep, siege tanks go down for Vales. We do have the bio coming up, but yeah, Stimpack is available. Not combat shields just about to complete, so.
These are pretty well hurt roaches.
Yes, indeed.
But the thing about being 2v1 is all they have to do is not die.
Right. If one of them survives and things even out, these roaches, I would say, are getting their money's worth. And look at, there is a spire that is just about to complete. Cham has taken a third over here.
All right. Vales has taken a third.
Well, actually, yes. Vales took a third, and he has another one to fly over now.
Yeah.
And we are going heavy duty on the barracks right now from HurtnTime, as well as some upgrades too. That's not bad.
Yeah.
So what is that? 2 barracks complete, 3 barracks complete with 3 more on the way.
That's a flock of mutas about to hatch.
Yes, indeed. And for Vales, yeah, Vales has 30 SCVs still, so not bad considering the hit he took.
Yeah. This flock of muta is going to get some work done, though.
I think it could. That is a total of 8 Mutalisks, and they are heading over to Vales, where he's already done some damage in the past.
Yeah, and Vales is just pumping tanks. Last I checked, tanks don't shoot up.
No, they don't, but they definitely look really cool from high up. Oh, there we go.
Which is weird, because tanks can't shoot as high as Marines.
Huh. I mean, that's the thoughts. I guess their ordnance is a bit heavier in weight. I mean, they also have to lock themselves in place to avoid the recoil. Vale's sieging his tanks, so why not? Maybe he heard you that maybe that should work. Missile turrets are going down, but the Mutalisks landing on them just in time. Here comes the classic, does complete one of them. So turrets to the west, Marines to the east. So Cham goes north, and he's doing a great job being aware of when those little lines pop up from
Does
Uno mines.
Vales not have the ability? No, he doesn't have an armory. Not an armory, there we go. He's dropping it right now, the engineering bay.
Okay, yeah. But he also... Here... He actually has 2 armories, so yeah, he can potentially get Thors out if he has the money for it. And here we go, Roaches from his backup. Well, the Mutalisks go around and siege the tanks in the back. And there's a
Thor.
There's a Thor. I think he might have misclicked there. He doesn't want the mode that does... This is one of the rare instances where you don't want the mode that does heavy damage to just one target.
I don't know.
Alright, more mines being laid down too right now. Vales is at 53 supply to Cham's 155. HurtnTime at 125, currently supply blocked, and he is just moving ahead for an infantry counterattack. There are a lot of roaches waiting for him, along with Stepping Corruptors. More morphine on the way. And the Mutalisks are slipping through the back door. And the infantry being chased right back. More damage being done by the Mutalisks. There are a total
This
of
is
5
where you can see a pro, the pro being able to multitask on all the different...
Mutalisks from a even slightly lower skill level, you have to give them 100% of your attention, but you're experienced enough and you can keep queuing them to different movement. Look up front.
Yeah.
A lot of roaches and Ravagers hitting.
Oh, big mine hit. Ooh, another big mine hit. Almost wipes out the...
Yeah, there's
2
like 1.5 mutas left, but there's more to worry about up front.
I can't tell... I mean, obviously Cham's doing great, but I can't tell if that's enough.
Well,
he's only on 3 bases.
Yeah, he's 120.
One of them is mostly mined out. He can't do the Terran thing and just fly a base away. Right. Although this base is going to die to corrosive bile.
I should note, HurtnTime is supply blocked right now, and about to get worse with that, or sorry, Vales was supply blocked, but HurtnTime about possibly to lose an orbital. No, he's repairing it. He's saving it. So this is, this is heavy duty. And Burrow attack, by the way, being researched along with Burrow move for Cham.
Yeah, Vales hasn't moved his workers back. Oh, there he goes. Like, there's a lot of workers to be moved. But he's on 4 CC, so he can really pump.
Well,
he's on a ton of CCs
now. A bunch
now.
of extra orbitals down front.
Yeah.
He has a lot of macro orbitals going. So, whatever he has, no matter how many SCVs he loses, he can always do the mule drop.
Yeah. I think this is even right now.
Yeah, probably about. And there we go. There we go, the burrow roaches. I love the old point outs that shouldn't burrowed roaches actually like hit their heads on lowered supply depots? Alright, there is detection. And it does take a mine hit, but he's doing all the more damage. Just one of the things Cham just keeps doing is he just keeps getting behind enemy lines.
Yeah. HurtnTime sent out a little, but he's been spotted.
Right. Triple M, Marine Marauder, Medevac. Oh, what did I miss?
There was a bunch of roaches in the Terran main, and one scan and like 10 tank volleys just obliterated.
There are still a few in HurtnTime's case. And once again, HurtnTime keeps trying to counterattack every time Cham is ready.
Yeah, but it's the F2, he keeps sending guys there and then he F2s forward. I really do like the Doom drop here. He got a base, by the way, he got the 4th.
Oh yeah.
So HurtnTime, it's not, he got nothing.
Look at these roaches, they are still back in the pocket base of HurtnTime. Here we go, here's the drop.
Yeah. I can't tell who's winning this. I think the Terrans are going to win this.
I think that HurtnTime's guys are staying alive. A lot of Cham's armies on the other side of the map. Those mines are all on cooldown right now. Thor's fighting, but, Hydralisk can attack pretty quickly. Oh, he just lost his lair.
Yeah, I was gonna say, and he's going to lose his. He's gonna be down to one mining base pretty quick here, because there's maybe
Good
he'll
surround.
have
Let's see. The medevacs get away, but none of their passengers do. And once again, here we just have some Mutalisks that are just sitting there in the mineral line.
Mutalisk?
Sorry, Hydralisks. There's a lot of lists
yes.
in this game. Give me a break.
Yes.
One Lisk is not like the other, so...
But
right now, yeah, Cham is
still
very low on money.
It's technically 5 base of some sort of mining, even if it's not complete, to 2 base mining.
Yeah, and look at, I mean, right away, HurtnTime doing the mule drops.
Yeah.
They've just... and Vales getting more factories down, and we got the tunnel roaches again.
Raise your depots!
Alright, and also using it defensively to get the roaches out there. I like that. And I'm surprised there isn't a little bit more scanning going on. He does have the oracles for it, after all. Cham is just everywhere, and once again, HurtnTime falls upon his shoulders to try to do the damage on the other side of the map.
I think he will, though. That's the thing is, I think he just needs to snowball enough here, because that's a giant army. And as long as Vales doesn't even have to not die.
Cham is down to 1 base, not just 1 mining base, 1 base.
Yeah, he just has to die slow enough.
SCVs, no repair.
Because he ran out of money.
Oh yeah, that would make sense. No, Vales has quite a bit of money.
Oh. Yeah, Cham has got like 4 workers now. So unless these guys can kill everything that HurtnTime has, I hate to be the guy who says, float your buildings, but Vales can now float his buildings. Yep.
Oh. Alright. Cham, GG's out. Alright. And that... okay, that was it. So... they got their best of 2. And I think... basically we decided to base... so I think what actually happened was that it was supposed to be a best of 3. And they agreed ahead of time to do 1 more. Maybe it wasn't a best of 5. Well, we'll find out. Alright.
Yeah.
Here. Alright. Here, go ahead and leave the match.
Oh, sorry. Oh, that was the wrong leave button.
Yeah, so since this was kind of a bonus match, this is where they were asking me to go a little bit more crazy, so... looking back to the earlier Legacy of the Void days, I mean, we had this one map that was both 4v4 and 2v2. Here, go ahead and queue in.
Okie dokie.
Mobius Facility XX1.
What? Oh, wow.
Yep.
I remember this guy.
And every one of the corners is shaped like a heart.
Yeah. Was this a...
This was in Ladder and Legacy of the Void, on both the 2v2 and 4v4, so you could either have...
I remember playing this 4v4 a lot. I don't remember it in 2v2.
Yep. Alright, so... in the lower left, we have the Blue Terran. He is Vales. His teammate, the Purple Terran. He is HurtnTime. Together they are Biomac. And their opponent, all alone, in the upper right, we have the light blue Terran. And he is Cham. So, as you see, since this is technically a bonus match, yeah, I was letting them know. And yeah, I kind of had this mixed up with Rooftop Terrace as well. when I was choosing this, but this is the one that was actually both 2v2 and 4v4. So yes, back to our experiences. Cham isn't afraid to offer this, and the big question here: there's a lot of safer expansions you can take, pocket expansions. There's also golds on either side of the map as well. So I was just really curious how either the team of
the
Joes...
golds are rocked off, so he's going to fly his...
Yep. Exactly. So that's one way to take advantage of it. And since everyone's Terran, you can't argue this map's unbalanced.
Yeah.
Not in this case. And yes, all Terran. All T. All the time.
Interesting. I actually think that even though he's naturally a Zerg, and I think Zerg is better in general, Terran versus Terran.
Terran versus Terran and Terran.
Yeah. Well, sometimes it's just how silly the match can be. And I wonder how a giant TVT would work. Like, you still can't move into tanks and liberators.
You know, you make a good point. This would be a very interesting one if we actually had 4 teams of 2 and everyone was Terran.
No, that would not be my point. That would be literally everyone just sitting there.
Well,
maybe making BCs?
You can turtle or you can terrorize. Either way. But this is also somewhere where there's a little bit more room to attack from different directions, especially if you're going air. And as you saw, Cham...
You know what's weird?
Mm-hmm.
He scouted, but he didn't go to the... He didn't go check out Cham at all.
Yeah, I think they might just be kind of...
He knows where he is.
Defenses. Yeah, we got that. And HurtnTime following up, taking the same strategy as Cham, although he did not preload his his command center. So leave it to the person who doesn't normally play Terran to remember that that's a trick you can do. Oop, and we have 4 Marines and 1 Reaper moving across the map.
Fails.
And look at 2 Reapers. Let's see how long
so
it
he
takes
is
2
checking,
Reapers to take down a rock.
He is checking to see if he's at the
in the upper.
I mean, I guess
left.
he could have sent this with this size map and this type of layout. You really could take like the 3 o'clock position on the southern side as a sneaker, as Cham, or they could float one into the 11 o'clock position.
That's a good point. You could hide bases all day long here.
Yeah.
And here, a siege tank finally joining in with the Reapers to help clear out destructible rocks. That should speed things up a little bit. Interesting thing with siege tanks, I know this gets brought up a lot, but they actually have better DPS against a single target if they're not in siege mode. Just no splash damage and a lot less range. Alright, Cham has also taken down the rocks. And honestly, beating his Terran opponents to it quite a bit. Reaper goes down. Cham is adding a factory alongside the three barracks, getting both the combat shields and the stim pack at the same time.
Vales' expansion pattern is blowing my mind.
Next level, man. Next level. But yes, he kind of has a hidden base within his own pocket area.
I know. That's what I'm not understanding, but
sometimes you just want the forward area you can take. Now, HurtnTime, I like this. He does have a Viking right there in case it drops, and everyone's getting some upgrades in.
I'm kind of shocked there's no sensor towers for either side.
I guess a lot of the time that's something that comes in a little bit later, but anyway, Cham is moving out with a decent number of Marines. I think this is 8, 16, 24, 28 of them moving out.
That is a bunch of Marines. No, they have combat shields and stim, but they don't have any medevac or.
No, and they just used the
Look at that
stim.
runaway. He's like,
Are they? I guess they really want that command center. Are they gonna? Are they gonna get it?
Should be able to get out of the way.
No, it escapes.
Yeah.
SCV stops the burn-in. And the team.
He could just fly it to that open base. He could fly it to the open base and take it without.
No, he can't. That 8 o'clock base is strictly off limits.
There he goes.
Otherwise, the more okay, fine. It's like maybe this would be a little safer.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, HurtnTime get another
single tank drop.
Oh, hey. And there you go. Here's where we might see that siege tank unsiege DPS. There we go. That supply depot doesn't... Oh, it does stand a chance. Never mind. But yeah, look at that strategy that Cham employs there. Just having those supply depots just sprinkled around in case there's anything that lands there. I like that a lot.
Look at now the center tower picks it up. Vales moves back when he sees it.
Look at Cham's move out with this infantry.
But that infantry can't walk. See, it's TVT. You can't walk into tanks.
Yeah, but also look at this drop.
I know.
So it turns out that attack was merely diversion. Once again, doesn't actually get all that much done, honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, definitely.
But there's another attack coming down, and he'll have the high ground over this gold. With the tanks, which is going to be a thing that's going to be hard to deal with.
Right.
I don't see any liberators.
No liberators. 6 Vikings. Those probably aren't going to do well against Marines, though. And there we go, just like you were talking about. Scans the bottom, sieges the tank, and the Vikings are on their way to see if they can help out. There's also that medevac with a tank in it, which is there to help. You remember me?
Yeah. They just...
The supply depot killer sends his regards. Alright, so once again, Cham definitely keeping everyone occupied, but also not with a lot.
He's going to see this drop, but I don't think he's going to have any way to respond to it. He's just going to have to run.
Now these missile turrets, under construction, but...
they're not going to finish.
Well, actually, no, Cham hesitates. And these SCVs there to try to complete them, but...
One finishes, and it's going to go down immediately. He pulls the workers away. He gets his tank into position. He pulled all the way back to...
He did, and that
I'd like to see HurtnTime move across the map at this point.
Yeah, a little bit like what he was doing on Arctic. Alright, Marines are moving out. Something I'm finding so interesting here, both sides consistently with some very injured Marines moving around. Marines are getting on top of the tanks. LOL, oops, says Vales.
Yep.
Got things a little bit too far at the front. Alright. Most of it
Vales built a... Cham built a missile turret.
You're right, he did. I wonder if that SCV might have even been in there by mistake and just, well, I'm here. That's a lot of Marines, and a couple
I don't think there's any...
go a long way.
It doesn't matter, even if they clean this up, and they will, I think. Those tanks are going to take out HurtnTime's 3rd and 4th, third and natural,
all this time,
actually.
That's a pretty good move out. That's heading towards the gold again.
Yeah.
He's going to drop some stuff right around that siege tank. Siege tank goes down. So, Vales base gets cleaned up, but HurtnTime loses the gold. HurtnTime has GG.
Yeah. Like I said, I think the Terran actually is the TVT. I think favors the more skilled player because it's always like this. You know what I mean? You can make these amazing low-value comebacks with greater play.
Well, Cham just constantly hitting those same two or three spots over and over and getting, just increasing value out of it. So regardless of that bonus match, the Joes did end up winning it 2-1. So congratulations to the team of Biomech. We are going to be doing more of these. Starting out, we're going to be focusing mostly on our FSL players, but gradually we'll be branching out. We're also going to be doing some pros and Joes matches, which are going to involve teams of one Joe and one pro taking each other on in elimination. So, like I said, this is a bit of a proof of concept. There's a few things we're still tinkering with, but we're expecting a lot more content on the way. Thank you very much to anyone who came here. Bunnies, any words about the matches you saw?
No, that was a very fun night. I hope that if I get to play in one of them, I can do as well as our
Joes?
Our two Joes.
Our two Joes. That's right. With enough practice and preparation, you can be a Joe as well. I'll be seeing you.